watching clips, the best moments from our live streams every Monday and Friday. Don't miss out. Watchale.
If anyone's been following my Patreon, I've been saying for some time there is no season 2. Now, some people said, "Well, you said the show would never be broadcast." I did. That was what I had been told last year. Things changed last summer, and I've talked about that on my Patreon when I got information that they had canned it, and they decided, no, we need to put this out there for a variety of reasons. I've discussed my Patreon, mostly due to who financed it, which is a little shady, but my contacts inside of Disney Lucasfilm told me that no, there's nobody wanted to put this out. Favreau didn't even want to put this out. He was horrified by the footage he saw, right? And so he's like, it's going to hurt the brand, and it did hurt the brand, right? But he didn't want to put it out. But he was overruled, but there was never any plan for season 2. And so for the last several weeks, all I've been hearing, and I've had people sort of trolls popping up on my Patreon as well say, "So Cameron, I hear there's a season 2. I guess you're wrong about that too." I was like, well, I guess I wasn't wrong about that, because here we go, right? And we'll talk about some of the scoops I had a few days ago on my Patreon, but one of them was that they were in the same article that we're going to talk about something else I put out just last week, that there were very intense discussions as to what do the Acolyte, and here we are, and the outcome of those discussions has come, and this might not be the final part of it. This may be the beginning of its erasure, right? It's been canceled. And then there's, they certainly have the ability now to then pull the plug if they want to, and remove it from Disney Plus altogether, as they did with Willow. Whether they do that or not, we'll find out soon enough. But that is now on the table.
Well, let's read some of this from Deadline, and I know you share this on your Patreon as well, as you said also that you had, you were talking about this. You're well ahead of the curve. The story of the Acolyte will now continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with the second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Steinberg, sources tell Deadline. Worded decision comes from more than a month after the 8-episode first season of the series from creator blah 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 wrapped on Disney Plus. Okay, why is this an announcement? Because Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan,
they could have just let this fade away. They could have let this fade away, right?
Right.
And left people with inshallah, si Dios quiere, it's coming soon, ojalá, right? And just leave it hanging. So like the mythical fake Ray movie. Yeah, soon, one day soon there'll be a script, right? Soon, they could just leave it hanging. But this is a choice, and I think this is an intentional choice. Because I believe Jon Favreau, who said, "Don't put this garbage out there. You're screwing up everything I'm doing." He has nothing to do with this. And for those who have some debate about this, Dave Filoni had nothing to do with this. This was a completely Leslie Headland, Kathleen Kennedy thing. From my contacts inside the company, nobody in San Francisco had any idea what was going on here. This was all filmed in the UK financing, UK books. Even the script and stuff weren't on the servers here, right? People couldn't access them inside the
company.
Very
fishy. Everything was fishy.
It had nothing to do with Lucasfilm as it exists at the Presidio, right? And so this is, and now Favreau, I think, wanted to send the message because he knows the damage. He warned of the damage that this show would do to the brand, and he's trying to get people focused on Skeleton Crew. Notice this happens after D23, where Skeleton Crew was feeded, and people are excited about this new trailer. I like the trailer.
This is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics, with 78% on the Rotten Tomatoes, but divided Star Wars fans. There was no division. It was like a 14% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Well,
there was no division.
They got to keep the PR going that there is some kind of there was some market for the show. They have to keep that PR going.
Driven by interest into the venerable franchise, the Acolyte got off to a strong start. Did it? I think it was like, it was a Jimmy. It was like, who
was watching it? All the YouTubers were watching it to make their hate videos. That's the only people that were watching it.
Dude, you're not wrong, man. Listen, it was a big mess. But the Acolyte could not sustain the momentum. No shit. Dropping out of the top 10 week 3, staying off before returning to number 10 after the release of the finale. In interviews, Headland revealed she was pitching for ideas for a second season. She was hoping to get a renewal. What she was hoping for. Mr.
Well, even if it was renewed,
was that we were going to rise up and love this show so much that we would demand a second season. And she would go back to Kathleen Kennedy, back to Favreau, back to Filoni. See, I know. I know what the fans want. Give me a season 2. And then boom. Pero no, that didn't happen, Mr. Pasha.
Well, but the thing is, again, what difference would it have made had that happened? She's been off this project for over a year. I mean, she was basically escorted off the premises a year ago with an unfinished show. I mean, she basically left. They had to edit it without the showrunner. And you could say that's Kamran Pasha's conspiracy stuff. She announced she was doing multiple other shows allegedly last summer, and it's like she didn't even stick around for the development, for the conclusion of the post-production. Look at Jude Law. Jude Law has been talking about this skeleton crew for months.
This is validation for you. This is validation for you.
I said a few days ago they were going to make a decision, and they did.
Kamran, when I read this today, I thought of you first. I thought of you first.
That this idea that she's waiting for Kathleen Kennedy's waiting for some win. This is a lie, and it's a misrepresentation of what poor Chris Gore was saying. So what he said on his channel was that she wanted Miss Kennedy wanted to go out on a high note. She wanted some kind of success. She was hoping that success would be Indiana Jones. It wasn't. She was hoping that success would be the Ray movie would go. It didn't happen. She was hoping that success would be the Acolyte. That didn't happen. It isn't real. She's not waiting for a win. She has no power. There is no what is the win? What win is on her table? She has nothing. She has nothing in production, nothing in development. The Ray movie isn't real. They've come out and said they don't have a script. I reported that in January. They don't have a script.
Right? No, I think he's been vindicated, once again, because there's a lot of people out there saying a lot of stuff that they're not saying it as this could be, but like they are facts. Basically from Mr. Pasha's own mouth, because we were here when he said it. He said it live on Latinos Land. I mean, not too long ago, where he says this show is not going anywhere. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they want to spin it any kind of way. This show doesn't have legs. It's not going anywhere. And trust me on that. That's literally, I think, what was quoted, what you said. Not too long ago, and this is what happens now.
Yeah, because my people inside the company who talk to me are like, there's no scripts, there's nothing in development, there's nothing. There's no plan, there's no showrunner, there's no writer. How can there be a second season when there's nothing? There's nothing to even suggest. This first season was cobbled together, as my sources said. As anyone who watched this show, again, I didn't watch it, but what people told me confirmed what I heard, that this was cobbled together. It didn't seem to flow properly. It looked like it was weirdly edited because they didn't have enough footage. They cobbled the whole damn thing together, right? If you don't even have enough footage for season 1, where are you going to get a season 2?
It's so copy and paste.